Hello everyone, welcome to our journey today. We're diving deep into a powerful story from the life of Gautam Buddha, a story that teaches us about the profound impact of not reacting impulsively and how we can gain control over our emotions. In ancient India, there was a small village, nestled between lush green hills and flowing rivers. This village was a place of simple living, where the people valued harmony and community. Among them was a revered teacher, Gautam Buddha, known for his wisdom and compassion. One sunny morning, as the sun rose high in the sky, Buddha was invited to speak in the village square. Excitement buzzed in the air, as villagers gathered from near and far, eager to hear his teachings. However, not everyone was at peace. A man named Kiran, known for his fiery temper and restless spirit, felt a storm brewing inside him. His wife, Anaya, often worried about him. Anaya.
Kiran, please try to calm down. You've been on edge for weeks. Maybe you should go listen to Buddha.
Kiran.
Why should I? What does he know of suffering? My life is filled with pain.
Anaya knew that Kiran was struggling with the pressures of life. Work, family responsibilities, and expectations from the community weighed heavily on him. She hoped that Buddha's wisdom might help him find peace. Kiran had always been a hard worker. He labored in the fields from dawn until dusk, striving to provide for his family. But he often felt unappreciated and overlooked. His dreams of a better life seemed to slip further away, fueling his frustration. His temper would flare easily during disagreements, whether at work or within the community. Kiran often felt isolated, battling against what he perceived as a world that didn't care about him. On that sunny morning, the village square quickly filled with people young and old, rich and poor, united in their desire to learn from the enlightened one. They sat cross-legged on the ground, their faces bright with anticipation. Buddha arrived, radiating calm and peace. He greeted the crowd with a gentle smile, inviting them to settle down as he prepared to share his wisdom. Anaya, holding little Ravi's hand, whispered words of encouragement. She wanted him to learn the value of peace and compassion. Anaya.
Remember, my love, that kindness is powerful. Let's listen closely.
Unable to contain his emotions, Kiran pushed his way through the crowd and confronted Buddha. "You speak of peace and happiness," he yelled, his voice echoing through the square. "But what do you know of suffering? Your life is easy, while mine is filled with pain." Anaya stood at the back of the crowd, her heart racing. She knew Kiran was struggling, but wished he could express his feelings differently. But Buddha remained calm and composed. He looked at Kiran not with anger, but with compassion. Instead of retaliating, he responded with a question. Buddha.
If I offer you a gift and you do not want it, will you accept it?
Kiran, taken aback, and replied,
No. I wouldn't accept a gift I don't want.
Buddha smiled gently and continued, "Just like that gift. If you insult me and I do not accept it, it does not affect me. Your anger is like that gift. It is yours to keep or let go." He explained, "When you hold on to anger, it burdens you. It affects your heart, your mind, and your relationships. But if you choose to let it go, you free yourself from suffering." Anaya felt a wave of hope. She knew Kiran struggled, but she also believed in his ability to change. She whispered a prayer for him to find clarity in Buddha's words. As Kiran listened, a battle raged inside him. He was angry, yes, but there was also a flicker of realization. Could it be true? Was his anger really just a burden he was choosing to carry? He began to recall moments from his life, arguments with Anaya, frustrations at work, and the loneliness that followed. Each moment had been fueled by his quick reactions. The crowd, once filled with tension, began to shift in energy. They were inspired to reflect on their own emotions and reactions. Many had their struggles, anxiety, jealousy, fear, but could they too learn to let go? Buddha's words resonated deeply within them, and they started to understand the wisdom in his teachings. Kiran's heart began to soften. The anger that had consumed him felt heavy, and he realized that it had become a part of his identity. With humility, he stepped forward, this time with sincerity in his voice.
I am sorry for my outburst. I see now that my anger only brings me more pain. Thank you for your wisdom.
Anaya's heart swelled with pride as she watched Kiran take responsibility for his actions. She knew this was a turning point for him and for their family. The crowd erupted in applause, celebrating Kiran's willingness to change. They felt inspired not just by Buddha, but also by Kiran's vulnerability and growth. As Kiran stood there, he felt a connection with the people around him. Others began to share their own stories of anger and frustration, creating an atmosphere of openness. Villager 1.
I often feel overwhelmed by my responsibilities. It's easy to lash out.
Villager 2.
I used to let jealousy consume me until I realized it was holding me back.
Buddha spoke again, this time inviting everyone to embrace mindfulness. In your daily lives, take a moment to pause before reacting. This simple act can change everything. From that day on, Kiran committed to practicing mindfulness. He learned to pause and reflect before reacting, transforming his relationships with Anaya and Ravi. Kiran began to find joy in the little moments, playing with Ravi, helping Anaya with chores, and engaging with neighbors. Anaya became Kiran's biggest supporter. She encouraged him during tough times and celebrated his progress. They often spent evenings discussing their feelings, creating a safe space for open communication. Anaya.
I'm so proud of you, Kiran. It's inspiring to see you change.
Ravi, inspired by his father's transformation, he started sharing the lessons he learned from Buddha with his friends at school. Ravi.
Did you know we can choose how we feel? My dad said anger doesn't have to control us.
Kiran's story doesn't just end with him. It's a reminder that we are all connected. When we choose to respond with understanding and kindness, we create a ripple effect that can transform our communities. Let's support one another in this journey. By sharing our experiences and practicing compassion, we can create a more peaceful world. As we wrap up today's story, remember the lessons learned from Kiran and Buddha. We can choose peace over conflict and compassion over anger. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you found this story inspiring, please like and subscribe for more uplifting content. Let's practice the power of not reacting together and make a positive impact in our lives and the lives of others. See you next time.